All right, G, we're going to reconvene to open session. H, announcement of actions taken in closed session. There were none, and I just want to take this time to apologize. I had my daughter's recital. That's the reason why I wasn't here at 5. Going into that, we're going to go to I, presentations. I, construction facilities update.
Thank you, President Alvarado. At this time, I'd like to ask, we're going to do a presentation on our school facilities and construction. So I'd like to ask Mr. Joe Trioli, who's with Balfour Beatty, and our project manager, construction manager, and then also Mr. Jimmy Sanders, who's our architect, if they could approach the podium and begin their presentation.
Well, thank you for this opportunity to give you a update on some previously completed projects. So we'll dive in right in with we have some nice slides here of Godfrey and Varner gym modernization project. So use this. Okay. So Godfrey Sports Locker Rooms. We've got project included new HVAC units, all new architectural finishes on the inside, new lockers, new sports flooring. It's beautiful in there, and those locker rooms at Godfrey are intended to support the sports programs. So there's enough lockers to support the fall, spring, and winter sports. And the next slide is the Varner sports locker room, and that facility was designed to support the overflow of the sports programs and also the physical education program. So there's enough lockers in there to support both the physical education and the overflow from sports. This slide shows the recently completed CTE shade structure. And all of the equipment has been located, all of the hardscape around has been completed, the fencing looks beautiful. This next slide shows the current project of the Phase 1 interim housing project. So this project is currently under construction and is on schedule, and it is in preparation for the Measure Q new construction projects and also Project A4, the 2-story, 16 classroom modular project. Okay? So when school starts in August, this will be your new administration building, and then all those blocks in red, those are the new classroom buildings, new multi-purpose building that will support the duration of the construction project. And then once those projects are complete, all these facilities would be removed from the site. So this project is scheduled to start in this week, and it includes the RAW, which is the mediation action work plan, the demolition of the existing facilities, and the hazardous material abatement. And so those areas blocked out there show the limits of the demolition. Okay. And this last slide is just an updated slide showing the blockout of all the new buildings that will be constructed and the new 16 classroom 2-story modular building, which we refer to as Project A4, meaning. And the reason, just a little history there, we had Project A2, which was the 16 that's been completed. Project A3 was the 12 classroom, and then now Project A4, which is the 16 classroom. Okay. So that concludes our presentation. Any questions?
I do have a question. There's a chain link fence here. What is this going to be used for right here?
So those facilities, that's the new multi-purpose facilities that are going to provide the food service for.
Well, I know that, the building, but next to it, it's a chain link fence that runs right across No Man's Field.
Yeah.
And what is that going to be used? A chain link fence that just goes from west to east.
So the intention of that fence is just to keep the students on campus and out of No Name Field.
Oh,
Yeah.
where you're gonna have your equipment then?
Right. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Mr. Sanders, real quick, the demolition, what's the time frame on that?
So the demolition starts as soon as the remediation action work plan is complete.
Okay,
Okay, so we need to complete that first, and then once that's completed, then we'll start in on the demolition. So we're scheduled to, and Joe can jump in here at any time, but we're scheduled to get the remediation action work plan completed first, while there's no students on campus, and then we'll start tearing down those buildings in August, September.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's the start date's gonna be August, September on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Summer school is gonna start,
There,
block out.
Mr. Pacheco, there will be no summer programs for students at the main campus. However, the facilities like the gym, the weight room, and locker rooms will be available for athletic programs during the summer, as long as we section off where the raw's taking place. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just had one quick suggestion, because I used to use the courts and all that down there, and you guys had a lot of the material in there, but it seemed like we were leaving a lot of debris in there, like the sacks were getting broken, so there was sand and there was, it just kind of like seemed uncleaned and it like a safety factor.
For the
So,
tennis courts?
yeah, but just I think in general, anywhere you guys are working, like just to keep an eye on the stuff that needs to be collected on a daily basis.
Right.
Because I know you guys open stuff and, you close them and then you're done. But I think, some of that stuff was just kind of being left in there for quite some time, that created some safety factors in it.
Well, I can assure you, I got here 2 months ago, and it will continue to get better now that we're here on site. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Which one? Let's see here. Okay. So I'm gonna. Thanks for having me here today. My name is Joe Triola with Balfour Beatty. I'm going to show you some of the progress we've made over the 2 months since I've been here. So this was No Name Field, where the kitchen and cafeteria buildings are being put in. This was the underground utilities and piping and conduits going in when I first got here. We went from there to paving the lot. Asphalt paving went in May, beginning of May, and ready for the new modular buildings. So these buildings here are the cafeteria and the kitchen area, and today, it's not shown on this drawing here, but on the end of the two buildings you see here, the restroom building showed up today. So that arrived today, and that's being set right now as we talk. This is a picture of the interim housing that Jimmy referred to. This is where all the staff and the 3 art classrooms will be taking place here once we start the demolition of phase 2. This is the restroom building on the end before the ramp was set, and the picture there on the left. The ramps are being installed at the other support buildings here. This was in mid-May or early May. Some of the buildings, I believe this is the nurse's office, the health office, building 4. A lot of interior partitions going up, the metal stud framing was happening, and drywall came in after that. This is a picture of, obviously after the drywall was hung, the doors are hung, painting was in progress. This happened a week and a half ago. Right now, the status of the buildings are they're doing some punch work inside. The flooring is going in on a lot of the units, carpeting and VCT tile, and ceilings are being put back together with the data, the fire alarms, communications. This is, from what I'm told, it was your old handball court. This is where the administration and the new building, the new entryway is going to go. This was from late April when we were doing underground work. Of course, after that, we poured the slab, the concrete. It was quite a day of concrete pour going on there. 16th of May. And then these are the new buildings that have been placed. The one on the left will be the administration office where the principal will be, and the entry, sorry, where's the laser? Well, oh, okay. And the entryway will be obviously over here, coming from the parking lot, coming in. Those are being painted, trims going in right now. This was the new tennis court that we installed. What you see there is all the post-tension cables that they put in before the pour of concrete. Concrete was poured, and then after a cure time, they come in and pull the cables and pre-stress the slab. Finishing, concrete finishing going on. I think next week or the week after they will be coming in and putting the new coating, all the colors and the striping that you see on top of the concrete for the tennis court.
And Mr. Triolo, if I could interject you really quick. Board members, we are getting a quote as well. This is already a done deal, right? We're going to stripe, of course, and make this a tennis court, but we're also getting a quote for our other 7 tennis courts because it's been quite a long time. The paint has faded. It's like cracking at certain parts. So if it works out for us, we might be bringing in the near future for your approval to repaint, nice fresh coat of paint in all of our tennis courts. Mr. Ocampo has been working with with one of the folks who do that type of work, and so hopefully we'll be bringing some good news for you guys in the near future.
Great. And then, as Mr. Sanders said, coming soon, which started this week, is the Phase 2 soil removal, and to be followed by the demolition. You can see the yellow lines up there on the buildings to the east. That's where the soil removal and the new hardscape will be going in, taking place, and then the shaded area is obviously the buildings that will be demoed starting in August. And I think that's it. That is it.
Board members, any questions?
Question?
Thank you, and thank you for sticking to the timeline.
Thanks for having us.
No, thank you so much for everything. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Moving
Thank
on
you,
to
gentlemen.
2, Orenda.
Yes, and at this point, we do have some presenters here with Ms. Elisa Ramirez and our partners with Orenda that are going to also present a brief presentation here for us tonight on this very important work that we're doing with our student achievement. And we're starting to show the results. We're starting to see the outcomes.
So good evening again, Board President, Superintendent, and people in the public. My name is Elisa Ramirez, and I am the Assistant Superintendent for Educational Services. But tonight I would like to present to you 3 of our various Orenda consultants. So we have here with us Jenny Sosa. If you can come up here, Jenny. Then we have Janet Salinas. And Anita Maxon. Okay, and so tonight they're going to be giving you a presentation on the work that we've been doing in addition to sharing with you the different phases of the work that we're doing and what's coming up for the following year. Also in the agenda today, you're going to see the actual MOU for the upcoming year for your approval. So, Jenny?
Good evening, Superintendent Jimenez, board members, cabinet, Calexico community at large. My name is Jenny Sosa. I'm the Senior Director of Educational Partnerships for the team. And can I just say I was so honored to be able to be here early enough to witness the acknowledgement and recognition of your congratulations on your CIF team bringing that home. I know as a former cheerleader, as a former teacher, as a former principal, there's nothing that brings a sense of pride to your community than bringing home that championship, right? So that was very exciting to be able to witness that. We have just a short presentation that we prepared for you. We will stick to your timeline, as I heard loud and clear. And
Sorry, the timeline that I referred to was
Yes.
Yes.
oh, I was thinking, okay, 10 minutes. I got 10 minutes. I will.
I got
gonna
it, but I
stick to it.
appreciated it because I knew that's how they were going to get it. So I texted
I am
it.
picking up what
yes.
you're putting down. We'll stick to our 10 minutes. But seriously, we have a short presentation that we prepared to you just to kind of give you a general overview of our phases of the work, our approach, give you some background on the work that we've already accomplished in partnership with your amazing team here in Calexico, and many credit to the people that are here tonight, and then also a preview of the upcoming phases of the work and answer any questions that you have around that. Does that sound okay? Okay. So then I will go from here. So our approach, and we've been around for over 25 years partnering with schools and districts across the state of California to do this work, is that we tackle everything in 4 phases. And what I want to do tonight is sort of start with the end in mind. So I'm going to start with phase 4, which we refer to as the executive handoff. We always tell everyone up front, full transparency, we are here as long or as little as you need us to be to support and build capacity. That's our number one goal. And so because of that, because we know that someday there will be an executive handoff, and we are here just temporarily to support your team and the work that they're doing. Through every phase of the work, we just want to build capacity with teacher teams, with school administrators, the principals, the assistant principals, and your district office team to do this hard work. And that's the way you'll have longevity and sustainability and long-lasting impact to your community. So we always start with the end in mind. We're going to now go back to phase 1, which we refer to as condition setting. In 2020 to 2022, smack in the middle of the pandemic, here are the things that you see we accomplished together. We started by doing an equity study where we did a deep study that gave us a lot of baseline data for all of our schools. The study then produced some findings and recommendations, which we rolled out in a report that was presented to all of the schools across the district and the district team. That allowed us to kind of share the why around the next steps. Here are the next steps that we crafted together. We went through some deep work with your leadership teams where we front-loaded your principals, your district teams, and we do that very intentionally because we want them to be able to lead the work from the get-go. Before we do anything at the teacher or the counselor level, we want them to feel empowered to lead that work and co-facilitate with us so they're not learning alongside with the teachers and the counselors at the same time. So we're very intentional about taking that leadership step first before we do any interaction with the teachers and the counselors. We also did some work around just some technicalities around setting up assessment platforms and working with your data team to be able to get that up and running because we knew that that was coming down the line, just some technical work around that. And then this was during the time where state assessments were optional and there were some holes in the data. And so just to kind of, frame the context around what we were dealing with during that time frame between 2020 and 2022. But these are all the things that we accomplished during that time. Phase 2 was really tackled last year. And I know it looks like a short list, but it is a tremendous amount of work that your entire team just went through, from the teacher level to the principal level to the district team. There was a lot that was tackled this last year. And it was really, the focus was around implementing the systems. So we did the study, we got the results of the study, we crafted next steps together, and now we're defining the floor. We're setting the foundation for a successful next phase of the work. So we did alignment work with the teachers, where we facilitated some thinking around them selecting their instructional targets and then putting their assessments together. We provided some guided planning in support from one unit to the next. With your counseling teams, we implemented a system around guidance alignment That's a parallel path to what the teachers are doing, looking at research-based indicators that'll allow them to identify if students are on track to be college and career ready at the secondary level. With your all three levels, we implemented what we refer to as nested data systems that allows for data to be used to drive decisions and make some actionable next steps. How do teachers use the data to reflect and make actionable next steps that support the students? At the next level up with principals, we refer to that as the meta reflection. How do principals look at data and use that to reflect and then create actionable next steps that support their teacher teams? And then at the district level, we call that the mega reflection. Don't Google it because we made all these terms up. But that's the district team looking at data from all the schools and then making decisions based on that data that then support your schools ultimately in support of student achievement. We also continued to do some deep work with leadership development through our admin power clinics, or we call them APCs for short. That is, those are the group sessions where we bring your school administrators together with the district team to calibrate our thinking and our messaging around the work and support each other in that way as a whole group. We also provided individual coaching to each of your administrators at each of the sites, because even though you have a plan, when you're a school principal and you get back to your school, your community may be slightly different from what's happening in a different community. Every administrator is at different levels in their career. Some administrators might just need more support for whatever reason. And so we do provide individual coaching to each of your school administrators. And then finally, we also did learning walks, which allowed us to visit each of the campuses, more so in support of calibrating our thinking about how best to support teachers in a way that feels inspirational to them and that honors their work and highlights all the great things that are happening at the school. And then, so this year, we're looking at, everyone just took the state assessment, and we're looking at baseline data for year one. This is the first year of implementation, so this is our true baseline around the hard work that was done. And what we're trying to look for is how aligned were our assessments. All the work that the teachers put into the assessments, are they aligned in a way that will help them to inform their instruction and predict how students will perform at the end of the year on the state assessment? So that is everything that was accomplished this year in phase 2, the implementation of the systems. Do they exist? In phase 3, where we're moving forward for next year, what we're looking at doing is taking a much deeper drive into instructional strategies. So now our goal is refinement. They've been implemented. These systems are up and running. There's awareness at every level, from the teacher level to the principal level to the district level. Now we want to take a deeper dive into instructional strategies and answer the question, does it have impact? We're doing all this hard work, and we want to know that the students are picking up what we're putting down. And is it working? And is there results from all this effort? So we will continue to focus on building capacity at all 3 levels, the teacher level, the leadership level, and the counseling level. So we refer to it affectionately as our TLC model. With state assessment data at the end of the 23-24 school year, we'll identify what's our growth, because now we're looking for impact, right? We've had 2 full years of implementation, and we'll also look to answer the question, is there any more refinement that needs to be done, not just on assessments, but on all of the systems that we've implemented. Having done this work, like I said, for over 25 years, we've recognized that growth doesn't happen overnight. It might happen incrementally, but we find that the sweet spot is typically the 4th year of implementation. So just something to keep in mind, that the systems work transforms communities, not overnight. It takes time. But from there, we really see ourselves as thought partners that are here to support the work as much or as little as you need us to be. We allow the data to drive the plan for support for years following from there. And then, of course, always in consultation with your team based on what they're ready to take on and what they need to continue our support with. So that's our typical approach. I'll pause there. Are there any questions so far, just based on the phases?
Question.
Sure.
Progress. With the data that you have now, can you
Well, so we implemented the system this year, and my hesitation around telling you the growth, although we collected data, is that we want to now compare what we collected during the year to actual SBAC scores. And the reason we want to do that is because in the first year of implementation, the learning curve is steep. Teachers, even though we are facilitating the process and having them create the common assessments, we've seen it time and time again. There are some teacher teams that hit it right on the mark, and some teacher teams that have created the assessments, and they're just not quite at the rigor that they need to be yet. And so I hesitate to share actual numbers until we compare them to how our numbers compared to the SBAC.
So when are we gonna see numbers? In 3 years, 2 years?
Oh, no. No, we should definitely start looking at numbers by next year. Yes.
Do you challenge the teacher for the rigor in the standards? Do you follow up on making sure that each grade level is?
Our approach is never to challenge. Our approach is always to inspire. And every single person on the team is a former classroom teacher. I kind of say we're a little bit like that Hair for Men commercial. We're all former clients, not just presidents of the fan club now. So we've been on the other side of the work. We know what it feels like to be inspired, and we know what it feels like to feel like you're in trouble because you did something wrong. So what we do is we try to just broaden their lens, and we often do like a side-by-side analysis of, for example, this is how the textbook presents it, and this is what the students are expected to do on the SBAC, because there are technical specs that have been published that we're able to compare it to, and we just try to show them the difference. Ultimately, it's up to them to bridge that gap within their instructional time, but typically it comes from a place of inspiration. Sure.
So after the sessions that we have with Orenda, and we finished all of the data reflections and all of that, this couple of 2 weeks, we ourselves, usually it's Gabby Flores and Ciria Hurtado, have been meeting with all the teams to refine the assessments. And what I've heard from them is that the teachers are being so meticulous that they're really looking now at the rigor and looking at those item specs and have been revising those assessments. So even though there was very minimal changes to the actual standards, because they had an opportunity to meet with these consultants and see if they wanted to rearrange the way they had done standards at the beginning of the year. And some of them made some minor changes, others made major changes. But after that, we started saying, okay, so if you made changes, now we have to adjust the assessments. And the teachers have been doing an excellent job and taking it so seriously that they're going one by one and trying to analyze if the question they had matches to the item specs, matches to what could be the released items. And so we're very, very happy that our teachers are starting to see the need to make some of those questions more rigorous, more relevant, make sure we're asking it in different ways, because that's how the SBAC works. And that, I'm saying, we just started looking at this in the last couple of weeks, which is when they've been doing some of the work. You're going to see in the future that we have additional hours for them to continue the work, because we only had 1 day, that they are going to come back in August prior to starting school to continue that work, so that by the time we actually do the next phase of the work, they've already have their assessments ready for next year. So that work is still taking place even right now and the beginning of August.
It's a very organic process, having lived through the process as a former teacher. It takes time. I know that there's always going to be that sense of urgency to help the kids as much as we can, as fast as we can. The need is always going to be there, and the urgency is always going to be there. But we also want to give grace to the teachers that have really, really stretched their learning this year and have done a fabulous job at allowing us to guide them along the way. And so it takes time. It's the learning is just as much for the students as it is for the adults in the process. Okay, great question. Any other questions? Okay, just a short preview of what's coming up next. In terms of the support for teachers and counselors, this is what you should expect to see. We always launch our work with the Fun Summer Institute And this year we're focusing specifically for the elementary cohort. We're going to be looking at introducing math alignment, because last year the focus was specifically on English language arts. We will also look at supporting English language arts with some instructional strategies based on our 50-50 model. Just some recommendations around ideas that they have for the classroom. Oops. Secondary will focus on instructional strategies in both ELA and math. For support throughout the year, we will continue to provide professional learning in the form of guided planning with the teachers in between the units, and then also at the end of the year provide an opportunity for them to make revisions to their instructional targets again if they choose to do so. And then specifically across the state of California, algebra just continues to be a hot spot, algebra or math 1, so we continue to offer additional very targeted support, because we know that algebra tends to be a gatekeeper for college and career readiness, graduation, and acceptance to colleges. And then for your counseling teams, we'll continue to support the counseling teams through our guidance alignment process, where our team works to facilitate that data reflection protocol, and then that then also leads to actionable steps with your counseling teams. You'll notice the bulk of the work is continued to focus on what we do to refine our systems and build capacity with your site administrators and your district team, because we want them to be the ones that are able to lead this work. So we'll continue to provide the group sessions through our admin power clinics. We'll continue to provide individualized coaching for each of the site administrators. We'll continue to provide assessment support as needed with a more specific focus on building up the skill set of your AST team. You've got some amazing teachers on special assignment. I'm not sure what AST stands for, academic support teachers here, but they are the ones that keep this district running, and they've done amazing work. They've been an amazing support this year, and we want to just continue to build them so that they're the ones also helping to lead this work. And then the learning walks, we want to continue visiting sites to calibrate our thinking on how to best inspire teachers and taking them from good to great. And then finally, we're going to continue our work with the nested data systems. We're going to scale back some of the services last year where everybody got support for data reflection. We're still continuing to offer support, but now support as needed, not every unit for every school in every session, because the principals are ready to take on some of this work. They've had a full year of coaching in it, so we'll begin to scale back some of those sessions. The meta reflections for the principals will continue. The mega reflections for the district team will continue. We're also going to do a new renewed focus on building that equity leadership development with your district team. So we're offering 2 institutes, one in the fall and one in the spring, that will allow them to also focus on what specifically the needs are for your team and bring back a plan of action to your district at large. And then we also offer academic support and administrative technical assistance, which are sessions that on any given year, you can't always anticipate what the need is going to be. So whatever the data show is the need, or whatever the additional planning that your district needs, we're here to support as much or as little as you need us to. And that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We love it. Thank you.
So Jay, we're gonna go with comments from the public. The board will take any and all comments from the public related to an item on the agenda or any other item, the district business that is not on the agenda. None? K, consent agenda. All items appearing will be acted upon by one motion without discussion unless any item is pulled for separate consideration and action. Board members?
I make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Mariana, seconded by Mr. Contreras. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Al, Superintendent's report.
Thank you, President Alvarado. I would like to begin by congratulating all of our students, staff, and families for the 2022-2023 school year. I want to thank all of our wonderful CUSD staff for their dedication, passion, and duty of service for our students and their families. Everyone working for Calexico Unified School District plays a critical role in the school and educational experience of our students, and we will continue to work together to grow and develop a world-class educational system that makes Calexico Unified School District the first district of choice and the place where parents and students want to be at, where parents want to send their sons and daughters for their TK-12 education. We culminated the school year with many end-of-the-year celebrations, with award ceremonies, promotion celebrations, and of course our grand finale with our Aurora High School and Calexico High School graduation. To all of our graduates, once again, congratulations. We wish you all the very best in your futures. To our staff who retired this year, congratulations to you as well. In a way, it's almost like a graduation for you into the next phase of your lives. So to you, we wish you all the very best as well. To all of our returning students and staff, have a fun and restful and safe summer. We can't wait to see you in August for the 22-23-24 school year. 2023-2024 school year. And finally, to our school board of trustees, Mr. Alvarado, Ms. Magallanes, Mr. Contreras, Mr. Pacheco, Mr. Lorenzo, thank you for your support. It's been truly an honor and a blessing for me to be in the Calexico Unified School District. So it's been a great year. Looking forward to many more. Thank you.
Mr. Jimenez. 2, ROP committee.
Good evening, everyone. For our RRP this week, last Thursday during the senior spotlight, I delivered 6 scholarships. I was representing the Ivory RP Community Foundation. These scholarships range from $500 to $1,000. On May 26th, we had the Mobile Career Lab, Exploration Lab, that went to Main School. It serviced approximately 88 students, and they have an opportunity to explore their future careers. On the 20th of June, we have 8 students, ICT, that will be traveling with the ROP staff to Grossmont. The students will have an opportunity to explore careers in cybersecurity and networking, drone technology, virtual and augmented reality. So those are 8, and they're still open for more students if they'd like to participate. But most important, last but not least, I was also informed that the Strong Workforce Grant Round 5 is ready to distribute. The grant is for Calexico is $400,000, and Calexico effective June 30th, Calexico will receive 70%, which is almost $281,000, and then the rest is through attrition. So when rounds 1 through 5 get completed, Calexico will receive approximately $2 million from this grant. So we got a lot of money for our CTE, and hopefully we can improve our CTEs. So that's all I have for this month.
Thank you for that report, Mr. Calderon. 3, insurance committee.
Thank you, President Alvarado. I'd like to ask our Assistant Sup of HR, Mr. Romel Guerrero. He has a very brief presentation update on our insurance.
Good evening, President Alvarado, Superintendent Jimenez, trustees, members of the public and executive cabinet and cabinet. Just a quick update. The insurance committee met last week. Just to get an update, we want to remind everyone that the open enrollment window will open up on August 7th. It'll run all the way up to the 25th, and we are encouraging all employees, all members of the district, to please go to, when the window opens, go to Benefit Bridge and update your information. This is a great opportunity for you to review the options. The district is providing some amazing options in addition to the current plan. And so we are encouraging everyone to please review your options on Benefit Bridge. That's it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for that report. Mr. Romel. I want to take this time to make a motion to extend the meeting till 11 o'clock. Hopefully it doesn't go past that, and I'm hoping it ends before that. So with that said, I have a motion.
Second move.
Second by Mr. Contreras. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Moving on now to 4 board reports. Mr. Calderon.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the class of 2023. It was a remarkable event, as usual. Also, I'd like to extend my gratitude to everybody that has a part in getting this ready. I know IT was there, Ms. Williams, her staff, security, law enforcement that provided extra security for our students and our community. And I can go on, but it was a remarkable celebration. And all I can say is I wish you the best in your future endeavors for those who graduated. And it doesn't matter what career you choose in life, just whatever you choose, just do the best in the career that you elected. So with that, also next month will be 1 year since Mr. Jimenez rode up to Calexico. I think he has kept most of his promises. There's only one promise that he knows what I'm talking about. But he, like many of us, we have seen progress. And with progress, there's a lot of change too. And it hasn't been easy. And I think I want to commend you for taking this district and, you know, moving forward. And hopefully we have more years to work with, and we can make that this district, like you stated earlier, make it a district where everybody wants to come to this district. And hopefully get rid of only in Calexico jargon. Huh?
Right, that's right.
So again, thank you for your time, and thank the staff also, because you're as good as your staff you have under you. So again, thank you, and I look forward to working with you 3 more years.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for that report. Mr. Contreras?
I just wanted to thank Mr. Jimenez for the invitation to attend those graduations and the promotions. I really had a lot of fun on the 7th grade promotions on both schools. I got to see a lot of kids that I work with in basketball and stuff like that. So, you know, it was good memories for me. And then also the 2 graduations that we attended for Aurora, you know, saw those young ladies sing, you know, their hearts out. And then, you know, the graduation of the high school. And, you know, I also commend all the teachers and everybody that puts those events together, because it takes a lot of people, you know, and a lot of setting up and taking down within hours. So, you know, just looking forward for next graduations.
Thank you for that report, Mr. Contreras. Mr. Pacheco?
Ditto on that, and the fireworks are great too. So towards the end, the fireworks kind of capped it all. That was the cherry on the icing right there. I get phone calls for the social studies and history staff wanting to know if they get to go to the new buildings, and I said, you know what? Let me feel around, see what's going on. But I don't know if they've already been designated. But I don't know. But I've been getting little messages, and please consider us. We're a core subjects, and we have a lot of kids, and it would benefit us to be in the new buildings. Another concern was ELD. I haven't seen any ELD workshops, ELD trainings. I think we need to focus a little bit on ELD writing. I don't know. It's mostly math and ELA, but unless ELD is incorporated in our language arts, it's going to the wayside, and we need to improve on our language development. So, food for thought, ELD in the future.
Sure, we could provide at a future meeting. We could bring information on that.
Yep.
Mr. Pacheco.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pacheco, thank you for that. Ms. Magallanes?
Quiero agradecerles a todos por estar aquí, también a todos los miembros de nuestras escuelas. Gracias a todos por ser parte del crecimiento educativo para nuestros niños. En la ceremonia de la graduación, me encanta ver las caritas de los niños cuando están aquí presentando, pidiendo apoyo, y después pasar para recibir su certificado, y los papás, el orgullo que tienen es algo inolvidable, y me siento muy agradecida de ser parte. También quiero agradecerles a la mesa directiva, al gabinete, a Mr. Jiménez, y pues a todos los que han trabajado duro para este año. Gracias.
Thank you for that, Ms. Magallanes. As for myself, I just want to take this time to congratulate our class of 2023, both Aurora and the high school. Ceremonies were wonderful. They were great compared to some of the other ceremonies that had the chance to see here in the Valley. Bar none. We have probably one of the best graduations for our students. I also want to take this time to thank the CIF baseball team for all their accomplishments that they did, for the coach for getting recognized as the coach of the year, and for 2 of our players that got recognized, if I'm not mistaken.
We had 2 first
CIF.
team and 3 second team.
Correct.
And the CIF Sportsmanship Award.
Yes, and with that said, Mr. Jimenez, thank you for everything that you do for us. I know at the beginning it was kind of rocky and stuff like that, but since you've been on with us here for a year now, well, next month it'll be a year, but since you've been here with us, I could say that I could see the difference. Just the school climate, just by you going and visiting the school sites, they know who the superintendent is. They know where we're headed to, and I'm in agreement with you. I want to make this the mecca of the educational system here in Southern California and all of California, and have them learn, what we're doing and what they could take back to their sites. But with that said, there is some work ahead of us, but I think we're going to get there sooner rather than later. And just administration, thank you for everything that you guys do. IT, thank you for everything that you guys do. I know you guys, after hours, you guys stay here even with the breakdown of, the high school graduation, with everything when you guys were out there. You guys did a wonderful job. With that said, I don't want to take no more time. Let's go ahead and jump into M, action items, consideration and action approval of the following items. 1, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Curriculum Associates LLC for data sharing with Panorama Education.
So move.
Motion by Ms. Magallanes.
Second.
Second by Mr. Contreras. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 2, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and After School Unlimited Incorporated to provide professional development for staff working the Summer Camp 180.
So move.
I'll make a second on that. Motion by Ms. Magallanes, second by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 3, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and ECS Imaging Incorporated for Laserfish services from July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2025.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Contreras, second by Mr. Pacheco. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 4, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and New Leaf Tree Services for the removal stump grind of a eucalyptus tree at Mains Elementary School.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Calderon, seconded by Ms. Magallanes. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 5, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and JD Design Company for the installation of signage with the district name and design for 11 vans.
So
So
moved.
move.
Motion by Ms. Magallanes, seconded by Mr. Calderon. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 6, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and SLA Paving Incorporated to replace the Calexico High School 9th grade campus south parking lot.
So moved.
Second. Make a motion by, motion by Mr. Calderon, seconded by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 7, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Dance and Play to provide musical theater and tumbling classes during Summer Camp 180, June 2023 through
So
July
moved.
20th, 2023. Motion by Ms. Magallanes.
Second for a question.
Go ahead.
There was no in the agreement, who was coming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, how many people were coming and how long the sessions and.
They're here all day, Mr. Pacheco. There's 2 instructors. They're going to be providing 8 sessions per day, all 20 days of the summer program. So a total of 160 sessions. And it also includes a summer performance, like a culminating performance. So these folks are going to be working directly with children all day long throughout the entire summer program.
We'll be tumbling.
Dancing and playing.
You
And
know, you know what? Go ahead. You're done, Mr.?
Yeah.
All right. My comment is that we should bring more sports to our schools. When I'm talking, at least when I was in school, every school had their team, and then we actually would have intramural sports, basketball, whatever sport of the season. That's what it was, and like in the future, hopefully we can do that because we're paying a lot of money, and it'd be nice to have schools compete.
And in just having some of these discussions with Mr. Jimenez, that's something that he does have in the works. That's something that he did bring up to me, and I know that's something that we'll be seeing here pretty soon.
Yeah.
That way we could go ahead and approve it and move forward
Yeah.
as far
And
as
the-
goes, because it's going to benefit
Yeah.
us in the long run as we start them off young, and it's gonna benefit us, you know, at the end. It's gonna benefit them also as well.
And we're talking about equality.
Correct.
I mean, here, I mean, that way it gives everybody an opportunity to participate.
Correct.
So, again, thank you.
It used to be the after-school programs. They would provide the soccer and the volleyball, and they would challenge each other. We didn't have the soccer this year, I don't think.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We
had
did.
the-
We-
the
We just had it.
You
classic.
just had it?
We
You had
did.
soccer?
Yes, sir. Track and field and soccer at the elementary levels. By the board's direction and vision, early on, you guys shared this earlier in the school year. We actually have started working on developing an elementary and middle school, junior high school athletic program. And so that's something that we're excited to be developing and bringing also for this school year. We're excited to be able to do that.
Yeah. And I have one more comment. I'm sorry, I thought, it's just, what we're missing here is that we would be developing feeder schools. So when they come to the high school or the ninth grade, they would already have the fundamentals of the sport they select. So that's why I'm asking that we, at an early age, teach them how to play soccer, basketball, whatever the sport is. That way, when they show up to the high school, they already have the fundamentals.
And that's something we could bring back, that we could discuss a little bit further and stuff like that as far as that goes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Any
off.
other comments?
No.
I don't have any comments.
Okay, so we're good. So we have a motion by Ms. Magallanes, second by Mr. Pacheco. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. 8, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Frontline Education for comparative and student analytics software from July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Calderon, second by Mr. Pacheco. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. 9, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and the University of California for transcript evaluation services, UCTES, July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2025.
So move.
Second.
Motion by, who made the motion?
Contreras.
Contreras, and seconded by Mr. Pacheco. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. 10, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and Renaissance for online data management system and benchmark assessments, School City for the 23-26 school years.
So moved.
All second. Motion by Mr. Calderon, seconded by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. 11, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and Global CTI for maintenance of the Mitel phone system for the 23-24 school year.
So move.
Second. Motion by Mr. Pacheco, seconded by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. 12, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and CSM Consulting Incorporated for E-rate consulting services for the 23-26 school years.
So move.
Second. Motion by Mr. Pacheco, seconded by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. 13, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and Navigate 360 to provide subscription services to all school sites.
So move.
Second. Motion by Ms. Magallanes, second by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. 14, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and DWK Attorneys at Law for professional services for the 23-26 school year.
So move.
Second with the comment, and this is something that was already previously discussed, Mr. Jimenez, and, so that way we can start taking a look into it, as far as that goes. I mean, I'm in agreement, we do need another attorney, but at the same time, we need to, go ahead and start looking for other attorneys to bring over also as well.
Duly noted.
So motion by Ms. Magallanes, second by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. 15, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and San Diego County Office of Education for student information system services.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Pacheco, second by Mr. Contreras. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. 16, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and CSOF for software subscription for the 23-25 school years.
So move.
Second. Motion by Mr. Contreras, second by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. 17, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and Curriculum Associates to provide iReady as a diagnostic tool for the ELA and math for 23-24 school year.
Move for approval, but I have some questions.
All right, I'll second.
Or
Go ahead with your
suggesting, I think.
All right, go ahead.
So this is one of the areas that we've been talking about, and making sure that we do reduce or use the materials the proper way, right? One of them is that it doesn't impact our testing, that we don't overmount our testing on the same month, so that we're doing a better calendar. And the other thing is that, like, for example, the iReady, on some of the suggestions that we made, was to use them as homework assignments or as material to enhance what they're already learning in the classroom. And I just want to make sure that we stay with that and that we're not overbuying materials or programs that may create a deficiency in time.
Yes, absolutely, Mr. Contreras, and I do appreciate that lens that you're looking at this from. I agree with you. I think that sometimes we could do like technology overload, and there's so many software programs out there, so many software companies out there. I've actually been working with Ms. Karina Montaño, our Director of Educational Technology and our Educational Services team, to prioritize and identify all of our software programs and the utilization rates, because we could actually tell how many teachers are using a software program at what schools, and do some analytics on that. And then based on that information, really start narrowing down, not just going like what they call a mile wide and only an inch deep, but, narrowing it down to go maybe just, half a mile wide, but, also half a mile deep with some of using our technology. So we are doing that analysis. iReady is one of our higher utilization programs, and we know that there are features, as you said, like could be a homework feature, but we're very much in tune to exactly what you're saying on this, and that's something we're working on. Thank you.
So there was a motion by Mr. Contreras, second by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 18, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and the Orange County Office of Education for school-based medical administrative activities, SMAA, participant from July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pacheco, second by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 19, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and MCF Consulting Incorporated for medical administrative activities services from July 1, 2023 to June 30th, 2024.
So moved.
Motion.
I have a question.
All right, motion by Mr. Pacheco.
I'll second it, but I'll have a question.
Second by Mr. Contreras with the question. Go ahead.
Yeah, just I think on a lot of this material, sometimes we're doing forward investment, right? And I would just like to see. I know this one's only like $15,000, but I'd like to see what the return on investment is, because if we're getting $5,000 back out of $15,000, I mean, in reality, we're losing.
We have recently had recent conversations about this reimbursable program. Right now, actually, our reimbursable program for this year was about $200,000 or something like that, so well above the $15,000. But we are aware that we could probably do better, especially a district of our demographics and what's more reimbursable back to the district. So we're looking at maybe providing additional training to our school psychologists, our licensed clinical social workers, our counselors, our administrators, our nurse, all the different folks that have the job classifications that by nature do more reimbursable materials, providing them additional training, support, resources, so that we could submit more claims and increase our reimbursements back to the district. But already as it is right now, it far supersedes what we pay into it, but we could even do a better job and get a lot more back.
And that's kind of what I was looking at. Is like sometimes we do spend the $15,000, we get $200,000, right, and we just put it back in regular rotation versus maybe the first $200,000 should be utilized for the retraining and enhancing the services, so that we could reinvest another $15,000 and then the prices go up on it. Thank you.
So, with that said, all those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 20, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and Medic First to service the automated external defibrillators, AED, from July 1, 2023 to June 30th, 2024.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pacheco, seconded by Mr. Calderon. All those in favor, please state aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. 21, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and Medic First to conduct CPR first aid AED training for staff members from between July 1, 2023 to June 30th, 2024.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Contreras, seconded by Ms. Magallanes. All those in favor, please state aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. 22, agreement renewal between Calexico Unified School District and Arenda Education for scope of services from July 23 through August 2024.
I
So
move with the
moved.
question.
Okay, so there's a
I'll
motion
second it
by,
with the question.
by Contreras and seconded by Ms. Maganes. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, so then again, this is another one that we're looking to have that opportunity of making sure that we're properly utilizing it, right? That one is we're aware of what the program is, and I think today on the presentation and all that, and the last couple of other things have gotten us into that, mode of not necessarily questioning where we thought deficiencies existed, but more of how to properly use it and how we could get the best out of it. Right. And it is one of those materials that we understand that we're putting a sufficient amount of fundings in there. And the expectations are, I think, a little bit greater. Our time limits, we want to fix everything last month. We now understand it's going to take a little bit of time. I think with the data information that they just received, now it sets up a certain parameters and certain things that, that we could do better.
Absolutely, Mr. Contreras. We're on the same page with that. I have my full confidence and endorsement in this program. I do believe, based on my own personal experience as a classroom teacher, as a school administrator, and throughout my close to 30 years in education, that it takes a data-driven decision-making process, systems in place. But I think the acknowledgement that this change is turning an aircraft carrier, right? It takes time. It's not a speedboat where we could turn it on a dime. It's a big aircraft carrier that doesn't turn the corner on a dime. So, but if we're patient and if we believe in it and support it and get behind it, we're going to start seeing positive progress on our student achievement, and we have to. We owe it to our kids, to our community, to do better with that. And we have the teachers that could get it done, the counselors who could get it done, our instructional assistants, all of our staff, our directors, our administrators. We have the potential to do it. We just we have the heart. We just have to now add the science to the art of teaching and the science of teaching. And if we could marry those two, there's the sky's the limit for us. There's no telling where we could go.
This program is for 4 years or for 6 years? Are we locked in for 4, for 6?
This is 1 year.
One year.
This is year.
Yeah,
But-
year.
But the big picture,
Oh.
the umbrella,
It's a 6-year.
6 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we
Yeah, I
should
know
have
this is-
data reports next year.
Well, yeah, data,
Yeah.
we're going to start seeing it
Yeah.
next year. That's what they stated. So that's why once we start seeing the data, and then, we could make that decision.
Then you
moving
guys are
forward,
going to
stuff
be
like
able
that,
to
yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right, so
Absolutely.
there's a motion. All those in favor, please state aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 4 with, Pacheco, you were a no?
No, aye.
Aye, so 5-0. 23, bid award and approval of agreement between Calexico Unified School District and A&N Quality Builders Incorporated for the expanded learning program at FRC 40/48 relocatable building and site improvements.
So move.
Motion
Second.
by Mr. Calderon, seconded by Mr. Pacheco. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. 24, bid award and approval of agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Desert Building and Design Incorporated for the convergence of classrooms to office at the FRC.
Some question?
Motion by Mr. Calderon, second by Mr. Pacheco. What the question?
Only one bidder, huh? There's
That-
only
that-
one bid?
That is correct. We did put that out for quotes, and we were returned with the one quote. This company has done work for us already. We're happy with their work. They do quality work. It's a local company, and this is a job that, it's that one building
Yeah, I
in the
know.
middle of the FRC, and
Ready? So with that said, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. 25, memorandum of understanding renewal between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial County Office of Education for AmeriCorps Borderland Program during the 23-24 school year. So moved.
Second.
I'll second. Ms. Magallanes made the motion. I second it. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. 26, approval of 23-24 designation of CI representatives to league. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Mr. Pacheco. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 5-0. 27, adoption of revised job description, clinical social worker. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Mr. Pacheco. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. 28, adoption of revised job description, foster youth and homeless facilitator.
So move.
Motion
So,
by Mr. Contreras.
second with a question.
Second with the question from Mr. Calderon. Go ahead, Mr.
And just the
Calderon.
funding, where's it coming from?
This one is ESSER 3, and after we run out of our ESSER 3 funds, we are planning to move it into LCAP.
Okay, so when does it expire?
ESSER 3 expires June 30, 2024.
Next year this time.
This is an existing position that we've had. As Ms. Pai said a little while ago, part of our strategy has been to use one-time monies to pay for certain things allowable, right? And to free up give us some flexibility on our unrestricted funds. So, but there are adjustments that we would have to make. But yeah, that's our plan after 2024.
All right.
So all those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. 29, adoption of revised job description, homeless facilitator.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Contreras, second by Ms. Magallanes. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 30, adoption of job description, expanded learning program, lead tutor.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Magallanes.
Second.
Second by Ms.
With a
Calderon.
question.
Go ahead with the question.
And just for information, what funding is this coming out of?
This is all coming out of expanded learning 100%.
So people know that once that money is exhausted, there's possible layoffs, correct?
That is absolutely correct. As with all of our funding sources and
And
all
it's
of our
noted on
positions.
It's not on
Okay.
the description of the.
Yeah, we're
it's
good.
funding, right.
I
All
have
those in
no
favor-
further
all those in-
questions.
All right. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. 31, adoption of job description, expanded learning program manager.
So move. Second.
Motion by Ms. Magallanes, second by Mr. Calderon. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. 32, adoption of job description, expanded learning program tutor.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Magallanes, second by Mr. Calderon. All those in favor, please state aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. 33, resolution for budget and cash transfer fiscal year 23-24.
So move. It's a
Second.
resolution?
Yeah, that's a resolution. So, motion by Mr. Pacheco, second by myself. Mr. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Contreras.
Yes.
Mr. Pacheco.
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Resolution for the education protection account to establish spending determinations for the 23-24 school year.
So move.
Second, motion by Mr. Contreras, second by myself. Mr. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Contreras,
Yes.
Mr. Pacheco,
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes.
Yes.
Myself, yes. 35, resolution regarding disposition of surplus asset, non-asset technological equipment at Rockwood Elementary School.
So move.
Second.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Contreras, second by Mr. Pacheco. Mr. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Contreras,
Yes.
Mr. Pacheco,
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes.
Yes.
Myself, yes. 36, resolution regarding disposition of surplus asset, non-asset temperature scanners at Philip Viego facilities.
So moved.
Second, motion by Ms. Magallanes, seconded by myself. Mr. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Contreras.
Yes.
Mr. Pacheco.
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes.
Yes.
Myself, yes. 37, resolution regarding disposition of surplus asset, non-asset technology equipment at Mains Elementary.
So moved.
Second, motion by Ms. Magallanes, second by myself. All, Mr. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Contreras.
Yes.
Mr. Pacheco,
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes.
Yes.
Myself, yes. 38, resolution regarding disposition of surplus asset, non-asset classroom furniture at Mains Elementary.
So move.
Second. Motion by Ms. Magallanes, second by Mr. Contreras. Mr. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Contreras.
Yes.
Mr. Pacheco,
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes.
Yes.
Myself, yes. We're gonna go on to end, reconvene to your closed session. Thank you so much.